found out that I had a hole in my pocket, and it was just there dangling out of my pocket. And I was like, oh my God, like I can't have a hole in my pants and it dangling out of my pants. Luckily, my keychain was caught up in the pocket. So, yeah. But yeah, hey, and welcome back to Talk of Better Worlds. This is podcast number 30, first podcast of 2025. Hi, Felix the Cat. This is Hawk. How's your day going?
It's getting a little bit better. I got the forbidden China flu.
Corona.
Yeah, the Wuhan fever.
But yeah, so it's been a while since we've been on here. So what have you been playing?
This has been quite the journey. When I could play things, when I was awake enough to play things, I beat what's it called? Lost Judgment. I beat it.
Nice.
I really loved Judgment, but I think I got to be in a mood for those kind of games, and I kind of hated Lost Judgment, but I know I'll like it if I'm in the mood for it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And then I got what is it? Like a Dragon Ishin or Ishi or whatever it is. Played like Ishin or what? How I don't know. I'm not Japanese. Played like 5 minutes of that, but then decided to pick up Total War 3 Kingdoms. Played a lot of that, and in between, getting very angry at 3 Kingdoms, I played Call to Arms, Gates of Hell Ostfront, which is a World War II RTS game, super realistic. But what about you?
I played a lot. I went back to my Metroid and started playing some PS1, PS2, and PSP games. Bless you. We had a series of games come out. At least there was a series of games that came out, and we only got the first one. That's Tales of the World, mythological radiance or something like that. Something weird. But it's a dungeon crawler Tales of game, and it's fun. It is super fun, super addicting. I've never beat the first one. I've just played it many times, just wasting time, and I would get stuck. And then this time I purposely didn't get stuck. I decided to pay attention. But that's kind of helpful when you're playing a game. Pay attention. You might get somewhere.
Nah.
But yeah, I was playing that. Played some more of East. What are we on? 10, I think.
I think it's 10. Yeah.
Yeah, Nordic. Played some of that. Played Power Rangers Zeo Full Tilt Pinball for the PS1, which is very fun and a very hard game.
Yeah.
Like, no joke. Like you're basically just going on this adventure, like trying to save all the different countries and get Africa. And levels are like stupid. And it takes forever. You have to unlock all 5 Power Rangers, and then you summon the Megazord and kill it, and then you just escape the level. The second one is an actual boss fight where it's just the one enemy, and he keeps like popping up in different areas, and you have to hit him with a ball, but he doesn't stay still for like more than a couple seconds.
Oh,
yeah, and that one I just keep. And the way that the level's shaped, it is basically a direct shot. If your ball goes all the way around the what do you want to call it, the table, and it'll shoot straight down between your two flippers.
That sounds fun.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. I've only quit twice. I played a lot of stuff. I didn't stick with any game more than a day. Besides like actual video games, I've been playing Idle Magic School on the phone, which is a guilty pleasure at this point, and it is extremely addicting and fun, especially if you just pay the $10 to have no ads. It is a wonderful, wonderful game.
There are good phone games out there.
Yeah, it's rare to find one. I was surprised that I found this one. It's addicting. Like, I'm actually into it. I don't have to spend more than that $10 ever again. So I basically just bought a game.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. But yeah, let's get into some news. So because 2024 was me when I was important in JRPGs, we lost the founder of Ys and Legend of Heroes. He passed away at 78 years old. That is another big loss. Another great person out there. He made great games, essentially. Like, we lost Toriyama, who made anime and the art for games. We lost one of the artists behind Tales of. It's been rough. It has been rough.
Did they say what killed him?
I read this the day it released. I don't think so. Yeah, no, it doesn't say anything.
That sucks, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll look into that at some point. Yeah, and then whenever it was, I think it was Thursday, I did a video on Power Rangers. They did announce that Paramount is going to be doing a new Power Rangers movie and a TV show. The TV show itself has a budget of over 100 billion, I think it was.
Billion?
Yeah.
With a B, billion.
I believe it was a B. I'd have to look at our thumbnails in order to find out. It's literally on the thumbnail. It's kind of like average for a show. Area. I guess the range of it, because a low budget show would be 35, and then high budget, something like some Netflix or HBO or something like that. That would be the higher end. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. Paramount seems like they're like fully into it, so we should get something good out of this. And the new movie will not be a follow-up to the 2017 movie. It's going to be a complete new reboot of the story.
Yeah, if this is the aesthetics that they're going with, it looks pretty different too.
Well, I think this is the base art for the 2017 movie.
I feel like they look different. Some of it's similar, but some of it's different.
Yeah, it probably was a prototype early on. But yeah, so that's something to look forward to. And yeah, it's coming out 2026.
Oh, it's, man, a whole year.
Yeah. Well, that was announced last year, so it's 2 years.
Yeah.
So there was this post. Somebody went online and they were like, you got to feel bad for those people who like birthday is January 1st. They have to wait a whole year for their next birthday. And someone replies like, don't we all have to wait a year for our next birthday? And they're like, no, dumbass. Like it's only people who are January 1st. I'm like, okay, you're a genius. You're a genius.
No. Yeah, you only have to wait a year if it's January 1st specifically. Outside of that, it's shorter than a year.
Yeah, absolutely. Disney, Marvel is doing something cool. They're bringing back another Netflix series. This is the second one to actually be confirmed. There's rumors about the other ones, but so far, Daredevil is definitely happening. They're making that right now. I can't remember when it drops. It drops somewhat soon, but yeah, they're going to be doing The Punisher. And that is one I hope they do well. Like I told you earlier, once we see Daredevil, we're going to understand how good this show is going to be. Like what quality.
I think they're both going to be good. They did great before. If it's the same people, then they're going to do great this time. Yeah.
Dude, I hope they can get all the shows and end up doing the Defenders and do it more justice. Because like I like the first Defenders is the one where they're all together minus Punisher.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he wasn't there. I'm pretty sure he was in the story by then.
Maybe they'll include him if they do it.
Yeah, it would be cool. It'd be fitting. More Marvel stuff is Marvel has reportedly locked in the core cast of Champions. I have no clue what that is. I just happen to see that they locked down another cast, so they're doing.
They're still trying to do Marvel shit.
Yep.
Like
it's going to be a Disney Plus series.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Marvel's Studios D+, I don't like the D+, streaming series Champions is close to landing a showrunner and has begun locking in key cast members. So that's going to be kind of interesting. I want to see how they're going to do that. I want them to give these shows more attention to their stories like truly make them quality, which I don't feel they really do. Like they've had some good episodes. They've had like a couple good shows. I liked WandaVision, but that's not something they can carry on for multiple seasons. That was a one and done miniseries, like the way they did that.
My call is this is going to suck. It's like niche heroes that the majority of people who became Marvel fans because of the MCU don't care about at all. And it's like, it's not going to go well.
Yeah. If this went closer to the story of like Young Justice or like, not Young Justice, what is it called? Young Avengers, the kids of the Avengers, whatever the heck they were. That would be kind of cool. They would have to add some more characters, like the Captain America, Black Widow son. Throw him in there. That would be kind of interesting, but again, it's not enough to pull people in.
No. Like, yeah, your hardcore fans will probably watch it. I'm sure they will. People are gonna watch it. It's just like it's not gonna do what they hope it's gonna do.
Now, what would be cool is if they did a crossover with these characters in Young Justice, because that would be savage. Marvel versus DC.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Been waiting for that. A movie, a show, something. Give me something. Oh yeah, and this goes on to that. The Young Avengers. It looks like they might be because of whatever I just called that last show, which I already forgot because it's that interesting to me, really. Yeah, Champions. There we go. Whenever I say Marvel's Champions, I think it's the video game. So I think, yeah, Future Champions or something like that.
It sounds like a video game.
Yeah. It'll be kind of cool if this does happen. I would really like to see them do it well, which MCU just keeps letting me.
I mean, they stopped trying with their movies, and most of their shows just suck. So, yeah. I mean, it'd be cool if they could do it well, but I have no faith in them at this point.
Pretty much. Acer decided to come out with their 11-inch gaming handheld.
Oh?
Yeah, a 10.95-inch screen.
Is it really called the Nitro Blaze, dude?
Probably, yeah. The Nitro Blaze 11.
So stupid.
Yeah.
That's such a stupid name.
I mean, look at this thing.
That's huge.
That is absolutely absurd. You are just playing with a laptop.
Yeah, don't drop it. It'll blow up, dude.
Yeah.
And how much is this? Like $2 billion or something? Like what?
Oh, it's going to be way more than it needs to be. I didn't even look at a price. I stopped. Oh, yeah, there we go. $899.99.
I mean, depending on the specs and how it runs, that could be really good or really bad.
Sorry, that was the 8. The 11 is $1,099.99.
At that price, it better run pretty well. I mean, you could buy like a crappy tower for that or less. So, I mean, it better perform pretty damn well for that price.
Following the have the little lower sides come off.
Dude, with the screen that big and with how heavy that probably is, I do not trust that.
What, the thing's coming off or just in general?
Yeah,
I mean, they have to lock in pretty secure. If it's just a little slide rail like Switch, yeah, they can come loose after a while. I wouldn't be too comfortable with that. It needs to have what they're talking about, the Switch 2 magnets.
Strong magnets.
Yeah. Yeah, which we'll get into Switch 2 here in a little bit, which their idea seems like it's going to work. But yeah, that would be kind of cool to have them disconnect so you can put it in like tabletop mode.
Yeah, it's a cool device. Hopefully it works well. Stupid name, in my opinion, but
yeah, stupid name, stupid size for handheld mode.
It's a little too big for a handheld.
All right. And then last part of news, we are going to look at PCGamer.com's list of 14 biggest upcoming RPGs for 2025.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I think it's going to be a good year. I agree with them. It's going to be a good year. Yeah, the first one I don't care about. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth going to get its PC port. We have Come Deliverance 2, which you played the first one. Like, I don't think I've ever gotten out. Oh, did I lose you? Where are you at?
You just got robotic.
Oh, yep, it happens. Yeah, so we have this. You played it. I'm trash at it. So that's
I'm not
be
excited
coming.
for this. I didn't want to play as Henry for the second one.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know who you play as. I don't know the story. I didn't.
No, you're the same guy as the first game. I wanted a new game in a new time period, still the Middle Ages, but a different year, different character, different country. Like I wanted, or maybe even still have it be Bohemia, but something else, in that kingdom. I did not want to continue Henry's story in a second game. So I'm not too excited for this.
Yeah, that's kind of trash. We have Avowed, which I am looking forward to.
Me too, but I'm cautious.
Yeah, I mean, I just love the world of Pillars. So to get back into that and have it be just a new view on the world seems fun.
That's the best part about it, is to be able to see the Pillars world again and in a totally new way. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Then we have Monster Wilds.
Yeah, man.
That one should be a super hit. I mean, the world. That was the Switch one that went to PC and everything else.
Oh, I forget.
Rise. I think so.
Rise.
That was the one that's like, yeah, it's more like the traditional Monster Hunter games.
Yeah, it's Rise. Yep.
So yeah, I'm hoping this one turns out to be good. It looks really pretty.
Oh, it looks amazing, dude. Like, I only got into Monster Hunter relatively recently. I think with World, I think. But then really got into it with Rise, because I think Rise is better than World. Crucify me, whatever. But Wilds looks incredible, dude. Like, this might be a day one buy if I have the money to scrounge up for it.
Yep, that one will be awesome. Demon School, which I don't know anything about, but it's Persona inspired. Okay. So that is one I will play at some point. We have Menace. Have you seen anything on this?
Yes, I am excited for this game, dude. I'm very excited for this game.
Like, what is it?
I forget. Give me a moment here. Let me look it back up. I have too many damn games. All right, I know it's on my wish list. So this one, yeah, it's about an alien invasion, if I remember right. And I don't really think it's an RPG. I don't know why they put it on here, because it's more of an RTS from what I gathered. But
they're probably counting if it's anything like XCOM and you can level up your little units or power them up somehow. They're going to call it an RPG these days.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be kind of like XCOM. They call it a, quote, character-driven experience. I guess you are like one guy, but you command your team and everything, but it's kind of more RTS-y than FPS/TPS/RPG-esque. But yeah, aliens invade. It's a pretty grounded story. The weapons and stuff look pretty realistic for like the time. It's kind of like not too far in the future. And it looks like a good, brutal, desperate alien invasion defense game, kind of.
Nice. Looks awesome. And then we have Borderlands 4, which I don't think you're too excited for. I'm hopeful because of the game's director coming out and saying like, hey, we're not going to have like the same level of toilet humor and all this other stuff. Like, basically, we've heard your complaints and none of this stuff is going to happen under my watch. That kind of thing.
Well, if they said that, then yes, I'm excited for it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it seems like this guy is passionate about actual Borderlands, like the game itself, the game series, not just the dumb, cultured, not funny jokes sometimes.
Borderlands is always going to have stupid, like, just dumb stuff in it, you know what I mean? And like some potty humor and stuff like that. But like I don't want the whole game to just be like poo poo caca, you know,
Yeah.
like I want a semi-grounded story with that stupid stuff on top.
Yeah. And then we have the Outer Worlds 2, which I am super excited for.
Nope.
Super excited. Nope. I have been waiting forever for this game.
Nope. After however many years, the last time I played the Outer Worlds 1, I finally came to the conclusion that not only can I not bear its everything because it reminds me of real life, but I hate its style, dude. I just hate it. I don't like its style. It's not bad, but there's something about it that I just detest, and I can't get past it. And I wish I could, but I can't. So I will not be buying this one.
But you love punk things like, steampunk and all that. You have space punk. That's what you've been wanting.
It's like, just be a Western or be sci-fi. Don't be both, you know?
Next we have Solsta 2, which I don't Solsta you.
Yeah, Solasta. It's the first one was called Crown of the Magister, if I remember right, and it was a heavy contender with Baldur's Gate 3 in terms of like top-down isometric or RPG kind of gameplay. The story wasn't the strongest, but the gameplay was what really carried it. And Baldur's Gate 3 won out because the gameplay was incredibly strong, but the story was way better in Baldur's Gate. So it's a good like isometric, deep RPG with really good combat and leveling.
Nice. I've never heard of Tactical Adventures. All right. Next we have Fable.
I'm cautious. Everything we've seen on it looks like trash so far. So
I like Fable 1 and 2. 3 didn't hook me. No. I think that's the last one, isn't it? They only made 3.
Yep, only 3.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm not really too hopeful for it. It'd be cool if they did a great job and made it, keep it still as goofy as it was, tone that down some, kind of do like what Borderlands wants to do, tone it down some, and make it a little bit darker. That would be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I loved Fable 2. 1 and 2 were great, but 2 was my favorite by far. And I would love to see this carry on the legacy of 2, but I highly doubt it will. I think it's going to be mediocre at best, considering the studio it's coming from.
Yep. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, a game that, has been rebooted, 20 times now?
Who knows at this
point. They keep
dude.
scrapping it, bringing it back, and now it's under Paradox, so hopefully.
I don't see a timeline where this comes out good. I just can't see it. I want it to, desperately, really bad, but I cannot see this coming out as a good end product, considering the hell that it's been through. It should have just been canceled.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to go. I don't know. We have that multiplayer, I guess easier to do co-op version of Elden Ring, whatever this little game is going to be.
Nope, this could burn hell.
It's going to be whatever. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Have you seen anything on this one?
No, I have not heard a thing about this until now.
All right, so this is a JRPG that's coming out, and this reminds me of a game that was just fantastic on the 360, Lost Odyssey.
Okay.
So it's very, as you could tell, it's a very pretty game. Like the art is fantastic. The battle system is straight up just Lost Odyssey. That's what I get from it. Yeah, we'll just kind of watch this a little bit because it's actually I don't want to do the whole thing. I didn't realize it's the video one. Let's go to some battle. Yeah, so it's gonna be like your traditional turn-based RPG with timed hits.
Oh, it's like some Final Fantasy type stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because Lost Odyssey was made by one of the guys behind Final Fantasy.
It's pretty. The art design is awesome.
Yeah.
Goblu? That's his name, Goblu?
Yep. Best name ever. Who are you talking about?
I don't know. It seems interesting. I'd have to see more about the story and stuff. Because the combat does not sell me. Like, that looks kind of like it probably gets boring pretty quick, in my opinion, personally.
Yeah, it's a game to grind to, because you're just going to get in this repetitive motion.
Yeah. But if the story is really good, that could carry it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping it's good. We have Moonlighter 2, which Moonlighter 1. Did you ever play that one?
No, but I haven't.
You need to. You need to boot that one up. It is one of the most fun little roguelike shopkeeper games ever made. It's kind of got like vibes of if Stardew wasn't so much focused on farming, it was more going into the mines, getting your stuff and selling it. That's what it is.
Okay.
Like, you collect all your stuff to sell, you set up your shop, you got to keep it stocked and all that. So you're going to make constant runs out into the different vaults while trying to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah, I've got it.
It's a fun one. Definitely look that one up. And I guess that's the last one we had. Yeah, that's one I'm excited about. I didn't even know that was coming.
Yeah, I had no idea. I bought the first one when I first saw it because it looked really good, and it just sat in my list with hundreds of other games that I have yet to play. So I'll play it at some point.
Yep. Yeah, so that was what we had for the news. Really not much news considering we were gone for a couple weeks. But yeah, so today we were going to talk about leaks, rumors, and theories about the Switch 2, as well as conspiracy theories about, just the world in general. But yeah, so let me get into presentation mode and let me present some Switchness.
Switcheroony.
So first thing we talk about is the size. We've had images of the size of it leak, which you can see the regular Switch on top, and then the Switch 2 would be the bottom one. It's significantly bigger. Every picture we've seen of this, except for one I'll get to later, is just potato quality.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's the most beautiful, well-defined picture ever. It shows that one button we've talked about in the past. But yeah, that's the size of it, which I'm kind of excited about. That's one leak we've had.
The analog sticks are different too if you look at them. The analog sticks are closer to the actual controller.
Yeah. And then here's the shell for it that we got a picture of, plus the board, which the board was the first time that we saw. We have a Type-C charging port's going to be right there, and one's going to be up top, which we'll see more on that later. But that brought up theories. Like, it could be for a couple things. One, it could be for when you're in kickstand mode, you can charge it from the top.
It's kind of strange.
Yeah. I'm wondering what they're going to do there. They extra things with it. Somebody leaked a picture of the board itself, the motherboard, and that was the chip that was in it.
Huh.
Yeah, which we don't know, like a code name that they're using.
Has anyone looked up any of those numbers to see if they could find anything on it?
I have no clue. I didn't see anything. I doubt it. People don't think. Here was a 3D image that leaked early on of the controllers, or of the Joy-Cons, which shows like its new lock-in system, where instead of it being like the sliding rails that give away after a while, kind of shave away, we have the something that kind of like sticks into the system. And that's when we first started hearing rumors of magnets that would be like right there and right there. So it pops right into it and is kind of secure. Has a little bit of a grip to it. And then plus the release button for it. Yeah. And then here was another potato quality picture of it up close. Here's the new one we got.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so we have it does look significantly better stick. Instead of having the dome on it like we have here, it looks like it might possibly either just be flat or a little bit recessed.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. It looks like they went flatter and recessed with it based off of the two pictures where you get to really see the sticks that we've seen so far.
And this looks like the bottom of a mouse, like the lasers.
Like with a sensor, yeah.
Yeah, so this could possibly be set up for sword and board mode for the Switch 2.
Interesting.
Where you could possibly use this as a mouse.
That would be weird. What's the SL and SR stuff on there too? What's that?
L and R for when you're playing in single controller mode, like single Joy-Con mode.
Okay. And you could see it's clearly magnets at the top and bottom. Those definitely, because they're more metallic than the rest of it. But then why is there only one release button?
This is the Switch 1 controller, so there would be another one on the other side.
Okay. I thought for some reason that'd be okay.
Yeah, they put it side by side to make it a little bit better, which I'm glad they made these buttons bigger because that was just trash. If you're using single Joy-Con.
Well, it also looks like in the center there, that's a port. So you plug it right into the Switch.
Yeah, so like it's going to get sucked in by the magnets and lock in there.
It's like actually plugging it in to the side of the Switch. Yeah, which means that's a little scary if it's just those magnets better be real strong because that plug can probably break pretty quick.
Yeah.
But that's it's definitely a better design in my opinion.
Yep. Yeah, and then we have the this is a wrap or a skin, whatever you want to call it, that came out for it. Like you can see a picture of it right there without anything in it. Whatever you want to call that. And yeah, this gave us a better look at like how there's the top of it, there's the bottom of it, you have the two Type-C ports.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great, and you can see a better view of the I don't know what you even call that part that sticks into it, the magnetized part, how thick it is. So it's going to go in there like what, quarter of an inch?
Yeah.
Enough to where it's going to kind of feel secure.
I don't like that release button though, dude. I feel like that's going to get in the way.
I mean, it could possibly. I could see that for a second finger, whatever's reaching over here could press into that.
I could be wrong, but it looks like it's cumbersome. But outside of that, it's pretty cool because it's the Switch but better, which is basically what everybody wanted. So,
yeah. I mean, if you're going to be like me, you're not going to those for long. You're just going to get like some and be good.
Yeah, yeah. This one's beefy enough though.
Those are going to have to expand or something so it can lock in.
Yeah, I mean, this one is like my problem with both the regular Switch and with the what do they call the one that I have? What's
Switch Lite?
The Switch Lite. With the Switch Lite, it felt too flimsy and too thin. I don't think that's going to be a problem with this.
Yeah, probably not.
Like people won't need the controller thing that you have.
Yeah, it looks like a beefy boy. I just don't think the Joy-Cons are going to be comfortable enough to hold. I don't think that shape is good. That's the only reason I have the controllers, because I need something that feels comfortable so my hands don't hurt after like 20 minutes of playing.
Yeah, we'd have to get our hands on it because it looks like it could still be pretty uncomfortable. But I don't know. I want to try it.
Yeah. That was all the Switch 2 rumors basically summed up into one little thing. I mean, there's been game announcements that I didn't talk about. Close. So we did have one guy come out, and it will be a very capable system.
Well, that could mean anything.
Yeah. And so I saw this phone case the other day, and I thought that was the dopest thing ever.
Dude.
Okay.
I saw it. Though.
Yeah, some cool stuff. But yeah, and I think this rumor is literally going back to that one leak we had like 2 years ago at this point, where the person came out and they were like, oh yeah, at the end of this game show they pulled us backstage and had us like sit there and showed us the Switch 2 running Final Fantasy and that Matrix demo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I feel like that's what's coming back to. I'm sure it's going to be a better system than Switch 1, but yeah, I feel like some people are like kind of expecting it to be like PS10 level. And it's like, you're out of your mind.
No, it's gonna be a step up from the Switch 1, clearly, but just like technologically, it will be a step up. It will also be far behind current consoles. That's just, and that's not a problem. That's their thing. They have their exclusives. It's a handheld console. It's not supposed to be as good as the PS5 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think people will have wild expectations like they do with everything.
Yep. And then we had a couple games. They like showing me those and then making them go away. We had some games come out that were leaked. One that was leaked just recently was Gotham Knights might very well be a launch title for the Switch 2.
Huh.
Which that's a game that it's mid, pretty much.
Yeah.
Some people were into it, but it got old after a while for them. Some people didn't play it because it was plagued with such issues at first. It was janky. I'm kind of excited because I wanted to play it. I should have played it on Game Pass. Never did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game. It's going to come out. We've had other people coming out and saying they're excited for it. Square Enix is excited for the system because they came out and were kind of addressing it and Final Fantasy at the same time, saying that we can't come out and just keep doing like single console games, like console lock games. It's got to be for everything. And they understand Switch is a huge seller for some of their titles, especially for like Dragon Quest. It sold gangbusters on Switch. People loved it.
Yeah, not enough people are buying their games on a single console. So
yeah,
they also have to make better games too. That's also part of it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's a challenge.
Yeah. They've been making
Switch 2 is coming.
Bad decisions with their IPs lately.
Yeah. I mean, they only make the best decisions.
Yeah.
They came out with this game about a talking bracelet and this girl who shoots magic, and she's very excited. She just did magic.
God, dude. I can't believe when I read or hear about that game sometimes still that like the writers behind the game legitimately thought that they had like a masterpiece on their hands. It's like, are you totally incapable and full of yourself, or are you like capable but just delusional? You know what I mean? Like what happened with the writers on this?
Yep. So let's talk about more of what happened. Our other topic we wanted to talk about was the conspiracy theories. So I made another slideshow because I like making slideshows. And we are going to talk about some lovely conspiracy theories. So first up, I have the basic one, the moon landing, because there is still a group of people out there who say, nope, this is fake. It was a Hollywood basement. We have proof. What's your proof? Well, we say so. That's all I got. That's the whole theory.
Well, can you back that up? No, but it happened. It did or didn't happen. No, we landed on the moon. Spoiler alert. There's so much evidence that we landed on the moon. Like, if we wanted to, we could spend like 12 hours just going over proof that we landed on the moon. Yeah. It happened. I don't know why this is still a conspiracy theory, but people will believe anything.
Yeah. Yeah, people are dumb.
That's a word for it.
Yeah. Another one, JFK assassination. This one has many theories. I a great book by Stephen King is 11. Oh, what was the date? What was the date he was assassinated?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
It's the date. That's the name of the book.
Yeah.
Like November, whatever.
Yeah.
It's also a show that a miniseries that was on Hulu. I believe it was Hulu. Might have been Netflix. One of them. But in that one, guy went back in time and he was trying to stop the assassination. And he landed like 4 years ahead of time, and he had to like do some research to see who he's actually going to stop. Pretty crazy story. But yeah, people have many theories. There's like the government did it, that, you know, the rich did it, that Russia did it, just everything you possibly think of. That he's actually still alive. He's going to come back and support Trump.
That's just stupidity. There's like genuinely some anomalies with the JFK assassination that are like, okay, so whatever happened is not exactly what we were told happened. That's pretty clear. Like there's just some stuff there that just doesn't add up. But there's not enough to definitively say like, oh, it's this, you know?
Yeah. Yep, it was a crazy day. Big crazy day for America, for the world, really.
Yeah, for the world. I mean, and also it doesn't help that like multiple presidents have said that they were going to release the classified info on the assassination, and none of them did. One of them was given 3 occasions to do so and still refused to do it. So what are we hiding?
Yeah. Yep. We'll never know.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, and that just leads to these conspiracy theories. Like, not releasing the information just makes it look shady.
Well, it is shady. The only reason the federal government would not release information on the JFK assassination is because that information basically would implicate the government in some way. That's like with 9/11, how half of the documentation on 9/11 was just blacklisted until years and years later when the Saudi Arabians dropped their half that basically implicated the CIA, if I remember right. Then the CIA dropped their half that implicated Saudi Arabia. And then it turned out it wasn't quite an inside job, but it was kind of an inside job.
Yep. That's a fun one. I should have put that on here. I didn't even think about 9/11 when I was making this.
That's a huge one.
Yeah. I went for the smaller ones, like Flat Earth. Because this is the best depiction of our planet. It is flat, and it's a dome. And in that dome is like water, and that's where the sun and the moon live, and the stars.
Yeah, see, God created the firmament. That's what we're looking at here, the firmament. Yep. That's where it's because this is the Elder Scrolls, and that's where the sun and moon live. I wouldn't call this a conspiracy theory, and we're just like woefully misinformed idiots.
Yeah, well, people think that like it ties into the moon landing because we couldn't leave this area. We can't get through the dome. Like it's impossible. So we couldn't have gone to the moon. Water up there, we would drown.
Yeah, we would drown. Yeah, it's an ocean above us.
Yeah, and there's the fire up there burns.
God, dude. Yeah. Did you know that like even in ancient history, like ancient history, they knew that the planet was a sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people who built Stonehenge knew that we lived on a ball.
Yep. But and people today with internet, they think the world's flat.
Here we are in 2024. We have people who think the world's flat.
Yep. Such an interesting one. And then Luigi, which, oh my God, he has a Switch too. There we go. That's conspiracy. So Luigi is a very interesting one because there's a lot that wraps into this one where the whole thing seems weird. At first they were releasing oh yeah, hold up. Let's go back a second. Here we go. The Antarctica expedition was an amazing fiasco. Yes. I love everything involving Antarctica with its many theories. How there's like all these diseases that could be trapped underneath the earth, underneath the ice, like frozen there, and then when it's thawed, it's gonna like kill. It's get past. It's like, which also ties into story world on the inside of the world, or whatever the heck that nonsense was. Like the ice wall idea is fascinating. You can't get past it. You can't get over it. Yet someone goes over it. Oh yeah, my audio is bad. I have too many people online right now. I do apologize.
No, but the Antarctica stuff is crazy. There's so much about Antarctica.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Luigi. Luigi has many conspiracy theories going on. At first, when they showed him, showed us the picture of the shooter, it was a couple different guys.
It was like 4 different guys.
Yeah, and then we had the whole backpack didn't match. We had the fact that he's super rich and he's taking out the super rich and greedy. And it's nonstop conspiracy theories. And there's the whole thing where apparently you were telling me this, I believe the CEO is going to be was supposed to be testifying or something like that.
Yeah, so I have to look more into this, but the CEO that he whacked, which I think is appropriate given his heritage, was apparently going to testify on some hearing, like some federal hearing or something, like against the Fed. I have to look more into it. I just recently heard about this, but I guess before he got shot, he was set up to testify at this court case. So that has to be looked into. But also, like, if I'm not mistaken, all the pictures of the people that they showed, none of them had a unibrow. None of them. As the potential killers. And then this dude was caught at a McDonald's still carrying the gun that he pulled the trigger with. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to tell me, like, I don't care how stupid you are. If you're going to do this, okay, the first thing you're going to do is throw that gun in a river or something. Like, that's like criminality 101. Not that I condone any of this. So wink, wink. But if you're going to do this, you're going to throw that gun away. That's the first thing you're going to do. But they caught him with the gun, and they caught him with like this like pamphlet or something talking about it, or I don't think it was his manifesto or anything. It's a little too convenient, dude.
Well, yeah, there was a couple things. Like the lawyer, when he first got it, was also coming out and saying, like, I haven't yet been able to see any of this stuff. They haven't let me see it. They haven't let me see any of the evidence. And that was kind of alarming.
Yeah, it just something's up with this, man. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong. Well, I gotta watch what I say. I don't see this as how do I say this? This was a reaction. That's what I'll say. This was a reaction. Some people may find this reaction warranted. I may or may not be one of those people, but something doesn't add up with this. And it's just, I need to look more into the CEO's case. I need to look more into Mario, into Luigi himself. And it's just something's fishy here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other good point is the way they treated him versus the way they treat school shooters.
Yeah.
Like it is a huge difference. One gets thoughts and prayers. The other one is like the biggest terrorist attack ever in the history of the country. And it's like, I don't see that.
They were saying that, like, if you have any socialist or left-leaning ideals, you're now a terrorist and everything too. Like socialist ideology is now akin to like Al-Qaeda and ISIS and shit. Yep. Which is great. But like, this dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta watch what I say. I think I think it was an interesting event. I think it kicked off a lot of interesting stuff. What is it? What is it? Carlitos is saying, where do you guys stand on this
Oh,
Elon?
we're getting to that. That's a couple cards down.
This should be good.
Yep.
No, and how you saw how they did the perp walk with him too? Like he was like they walked him out like he was the Joker, dude.
Yep.
This is so weird, man. I don't understand what's happening with this case at this point. It's just something's up. I don't know, but something's up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all sorts of fishy. Next we have a trash fire. Oh, sorry, that's a Cybertruck and Vegas in front of Trump building. It was kind of shocking. I'm going to straight come out and say this one. I feel like it's kind of to distract us from all the stuff that's going on with Luigi. That's my personal take on it. It seems like a little too convenient that this like perfect situation popped up. The guy ends up being like this super devout Trumpy military person who has like a lot of experience making bombs, like real bombs, and he does this, which is like a small explosion, and it's just it's bizarre. And he was talking about like the drones in China and the electronic, or what was it, the gravitational fields or whatever.
Yeah. So okay, do you also have the other Vegas guy on here who ran people over in the truck?
Oh, I thought that was a different state. I thought that was in like down south somewhere.
No, it's also in Vegas, dude. So here, or no, I think it was in Vegas. It might have been down south. Sorry, I could be wrong about that. But so this is weird as hell, dude. Two veterans who are from the same military base. Okay, this dude who blew up the Cybertruck, which that was the only good thing he did, and the other guy who decided to take an electric vehicle and drive it into a crowd of people. Both went to the same military base. Both use the same rental app, which is kind of like the Airbnb of car rentals, to rent electric vehicles. Both of them rented electric vehicles, and then both of them wound up killing themselves on the same day. Effectively, their attacks, quote unquote, because this was not an attack, this was just whatever. But these events happened on the same day. Okay, one of them, I don't know if it was this guy or the other guy, released an alleged manifesto. It's still alleged, as far as I know. It has not been confirmed yet. Talking about the drones in New Jersey, saying that they were like gravitational engine drones that could have an unlimited payload. Basically, because they use like anti-grav tech, they could carry a nuke anywhere on the planet, and that it was China flying them over New Jersey to show us, hey, we could just drop a nuke on you whenever we want. And that America has had this technology for a long time, which feeds into stuff that what is it? What's his name? The alien guy who allegedly worked at Area 51.
Oh,
what's his name? Been talking about it since like the 80s.
Yeah, I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, so he was on Joe Rogan and everything. Like, he seems pretty credible. I forget his name at the moment. But that leads into what he was talking about, too, with this, like, anti-grav tech.
Bob Lazar.
Yeah, Bob Lazar. That the government's been trying to reverse engineer some, like, anti-gravity tech. And this is also, they were open about it in the 50s, by the way. There's whole, like, news stories about this from back then. But this guy who did one of these attacks, which it was this guy or the other dude, has this in his alleged manifesto. And it's like, it's insane. You read all this stuff and it's crazy. Okay. But enough people have talked about the same thing. And some of those people have been kind of credible throughout history, like Bob Lazar. Like, Bob Lazar has nothing that has definitively proven what he's said, but he seems believable. He seems trustworthy. And like, if you look at some of the footage of these drones, you and I personally joked about some of it, like New Jersey discovers airplanes. But like some of the footage of these drones, they're like the size of minivans and they make no noise at all, which is insane. Like, if that is legit, then that's what it would be like. If we're talking about some kind of anti-grav propulsion system, it would probably make next to no noise, and you could have a vehicle of almost any size flying in the air. Sometimes they're hovering, sometimes they're moving around and zipping all over the place. So I don't know, man. I think if there is truth to this, it's crazy as hell, and it's kind of terrifying because it means that we have like alien tech and China could nuke us at any minute. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, so did you get that from Sean Ryan?
Sean Ryan. I didn't watch Sean Ryan. A lot of people that I watch have been talking about. Who is Sean Ryan? Let me see.
I don't know. I had to look him up. Personality. So I got American screenwriter and television producer, unless I'm looking at the wrong guy.
Oh, is he that vet guy? He's bald. Yeah. He's that bald vet dude. No, I did not watch him. I see some of his clips sometimes. But I watched a couple people. One of the shows that I watch is Deep Fat Fried. They covered it pretty in depth. But I'll check out Sean Ryan if he talks about this. He's not normally who I go to for stuff, but he some of his stuff is pretty good.
Yeah, because it looks like it was with Sam Shoemate, the guy he sent the manifesto to.
Okay.
Yeah, so it should be good.
This is crazy, man. Like the way the guy talked in the manifesto, he either like looked up how people in the military talk and nailed it, or he was legitimately in the military.
Yeah. He was the guy who received it, Sam Shoemate.
CIA operator. That's pretty awesome.
Man, this reeks.
Yeah.
This reeks.
It's craziness. It's craziness all around right now.
Something's up with this. And then this guy with the Cybertruck here in the state that, you know, they normally end up in on their own anyway. This guy, I don't know what his deal is. Cause like, did you see his uncle or something came out and was like, oh yeah, my, you know, he'd be able to blow up the entire building. It'd be like Timothy McVeigh if he actually tried to do it. So I don't think he did this. It's like, one, weird brag. Two, like, what, dude? Like, if you wanted to, he could kill half the city. All right, bro. Like, what the hell happened with this guy? The DFF guys that I watched, they said maybe he was like programmed to do the same thing that the other guy did and run people over, but just couldn't do it. And so he took himself out and blew the truck up outside of a Trump building to send some kind of message. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what everybody's first instinct was, like, oh, it's a cyber truck. So Musk and Trump. So it must just be some message, but yeah, we don't know. I want to know more about it. It's very interesting.
Was the guy who did this, maybe Carlitos knows, was the guy who did this the one who wrote the manifesto about the drones and everything? Or was it the other guy who ran people over? Because I don't know.
I think it was this guy. I'm pretty sure it was
this guy.
Yeah, he did this clearly without trying to hurt anyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
It said yeah. So yeah, and this guy, I saw them pull this guy's info. He was definitely like a tier 1 operator. Like this dude was legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That was a crazy event. Crazy event. And then we have President Musk and the MAGA Civil War. Because this has just been a hilarious topic. This has been the best thing to follow for the past couple weeks since the election. What made it like sold it for me is when he was on some show, like Musk was, and he was being asked about being president, and he was just like, you know, not officially. It's like just admitting like you're just the shadow president. Cool.
Oh man. I am so excited to watch these two just tear each other apart, dude.
Yep. Well, I mean, apparently there was this brag. Trump was all bragging about how he has Musk staying at one of the houses on the Mar-a-Lago course. So he's right there next to him. And he was like bragging. He was like, yeah, you know, I have the richest man in the world here, and I'm charging him a whole $2,000 a night. And it's like,
oh, you broke up there a bit.
Oh, darn. Yeah, like charging $2,000 a night. It's like you could be charging this guy thousands, just thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, and he would pay it. He has the money. If you want to fleece somebody, this is the time to do it.
Well, dude, you could ask for millions, hundreds of millions. It's nothing to this dude. Like people don't. I saw this something that broke this down. Like when you hear about the jump between 1 million and 1 billion, your mind feels like that's not that big of a leap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's big, but you're like, oh, it's not that crazy. It is insane, the difference between 1 million and 1 billion. And Musk has like hundreds of billions of dollars, dude. Yep. He could literally piss away the GDP of most countries and not even notice it. Like it wouldn't even make an alert go off for his bank account. Like this dude has too much money. So yeah, you could ask whatever you want of him.
Yep. Yeah, and then he has the MAGA civil war going on over or what are they called? The HB1 visas.
Yeah. People
coming from overseas to work, and how he wants to keep them. Other people get rid of them because you can't have anybody of any other. He keeps that he wants. If that does make sense for him to do that. It's not cool. It's not like a thing you should do, but it does make sense for him to try to like, con cheap work.
Yeah. Like I haven't looked too much into the whole H1B, whatever the hell situation. As far as I understand it though, like a company could basically own somebody with these. Yeah. And it's real messed up. Like it's real messed up. So all the people in the Leopards Ate My Face party decided to get real upset when the leopards ate their face. And it's always kind of fun to watch people complain after leopards eat their faces when they vote for the leopards,
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And then you had people like Laura Loomer. I was going to call her Clown Face. Laura Loomer coming out and like starting her like griping about it, and she's just all tore up about everything. One, she didn't get like some sort of like ambassadorship and all that, and she's very upset about that. And then she wants to go against Musk on these H1 or HB1 visas or H1B, whatever the heck it's called. And then like her little
okay.
Yeah, she's an interesting one. I love her. I love watching her because she just falls apart.
Myron from Fresh and Fit having a total meltdown. Yeah, I heard about Nick Fuentes having a meltdown. It's incredible. Here's a legitimate conspiracy theory question.
Hold up.
No, dude.
Man.
Oh, man. Yeah, he could roll up in his Bugatti. Colors you Bugatti, man.
Yeah, that's not cool. He needs to stay away from everything. Yeah, we're in the bad timeline. This is just a terrible, terrible timeline.
No,
I'm not sure where we went wrong.
G timeline. Top G.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me do my last slide, and then we'll do your conspiracy theory question.
Okay.
So there's a theory that people think you're real.
This is uncomfortable. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm real. I'm definitely real, man.
Yeah, you're a real bird. Which birds are not real?
Well, no, I mean, come on. We can't talk about that, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's your theory or your question?
Okay. So here's getting down to brass tacks. Okay. Was Laura Loomer having sex with Donald Trump?
I believe so.
I do too. You look at some of their interactions, dude. They was banging for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe that with
Haba too.
Yeah. Oh god, dude! Imagine that. Imagine that sloppy, disgusting greaseball, like for like 2 seconds.
Hold on. Okay.
Wait. She
Is
froze
this
her
Laura
eggs
Loomer?
for Roger Stone, dude. What? Holy shit!
All right. Hold on.
This is insane, dude.
Well, I'm just seeing some gross stories on here altogether, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm 21.
Ugh.
Like the oh, and yeah, Roger Stone confirmed he's freezing his swimmers for her too.
Oh, dude.
Well, that just went to another place.
Brother,
Oh, that was extreme.
oh, good God, dude. They are so incestuously twisted, man. Like that whole group of people is just god awful. Carlitos asked if we had a Discord, though. That's a good question. We do not. We should.
I think we have a name. I just never finished doing anything with it. I think I at least set it up. I could be wrong. I'll double check. Yeah, probably next week, next episode. I still got to do a lot of stuff. I got to get Facebook and Twitter updated, and then try to go on to what's the other thing? Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch.
Twitch is the one that's the one I saved the name on. I got to do Discord. Okay.
Once we set up a Discord, we'll drop it in the description of our videos and probably the channel description, and we should be able to get it there. So it's coming soon. There's stuff happening.
Yep, we're trying to get there. So all we have left is the movie and the SCP. First thing I want to say is instead of doing a solution, because people like a week or two later, here we would do a New Year's resolve. I mean, we're going to do something. We're going to commit to something and actually have it done. We are going to try to beat a certain amount of games this year, like both of us each beat games, because we have a horrible game ADD, ADHD, and during this 2 weeks we were off, I played like 30 games. I put a couple hours into each of them. And I like to try to beat games, so I don't just have like this never-ending backlog that just doesn't go away. So this year, last year I beat 6 games, I think, just 6 games from start to end. This year I'm probably going to say 12. I'm just going to double my last year. What about you?
I think I beat like 4 last year, I think. God, I have no idea, dude. I'll say 12 too. We'll just make it 12 and 12. We'll
all right, so we're doing a game.
Yeah, we'll see who gets to 12.
All right. Race to 12, game a month.
Well, and if we both get 12, then it comes down to how like who has the most.
Yeah. If once you do 12, you can just keep going.
Yeah.
One is nothing like a Pokemon Red and go through it and beat it. I'm not going to count that as like I beat a game this year.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Well, let's see. That's the thing. Like,
it can be something you started previously, like say East 10. I go back to that and I beat it at some point this year. I'm going to count that. I'm doing most of the game playing this year. Nothing like nothing you beat before. But you got at least finish 10 games or 12 games this year.
Okay, we could do that. Yeah. So we can't have beaten it before.
Correct. Yeah. So like no going through and beating Elder Scrolls like any of those games.
Okay. Well, that'd be too easy anyway. That's just you could beat Skyrim in like I think like 4 hours if you really try.
That's probably the first trick.
Yeah, like you could beat Skyrim super quick. But yeah, that works. We'll do 12 games we've never beaten before, and we try to go past that.
All right, sounds good. Yes, our ideas of what we do is kind of weird. Start off with we were just choosing the topic. We open up with news, just some random news topics. Attempt.
You're breaking up.
No.
Oh, now you're good, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so we start off with news and all that, got more political with the Trump assassination, and then kind of just turned it into, hot takes in video games and movies.
For the live show, anyway.
Yeah. Yep. Because hot takes are fantastic. Yeah. So movie.
Oh, God.
We watched a movie with an all-star cast. Like, it's truly a great cast.
It is.
And yet, this movie is kind of a letdown. We watched The Dead Don't Die, which is, it pulled me in because it's Bill Murray and Adam Driver. Like, that's the two main characters. That's enough to kind of win me over. It has Danny Glover, Tilda Swinton, Selena Gomez, Steve Buscemi, the guy who played Elvis.
Yep.
Like, it has just everybody you could think of.
It's stacked.
Yeah. And I got 0.5 on IMDb, 54 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, you're breaking up again.
No.
God damn it.
Yeah, we got to get through this quick. This movie was just trash. It was not good.
No, it was not good. Also, real quick, Carlitos, if you tell people about us, that'd be dope. We would love that, even if you're all trolls. That'd be great. Thank you. Best shows you guys saw in 2024. Shogun is one of my best shows. Honestly, that's an amazing show. But for The Dead Don't Die, it was a slow track to nowhere. It sucked ass. I can't find anything redeeming about it outside of the cast, who are all incredible and terribly utilized. It's the embodiment of I'm 15 and this is deep. And I legitimately cannot find anything redeeming about it outside of like the ability of the actors and actresses within it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Real quick side note. So I saw this and it reminded me of something I said earlier. Good trolls and not edgelords, though. So I wanted to make this new like meta mindset going on, like a new title. I want it to be called Woke Edgelords. I think it'd be fantastic.
The Woke Edgelords. Yeah. I would love to see how someone would do that, man. Like, there's so many ways that could be done.
It would be fantastic. But yeah,
I did like some of the script for this movie, or like some of the ideas they did, especially towards the end. It goes a little like fourth wall breaking.
Well, I didn't right off the bat.
Really?
Yeah, the first line, when Adam Driver says it's the theme song, talking about.
Yeah. And that's like a quick mention and it's gone moment. But yeah, then later on, he keeps saying throughout the movie, like, "Oh, this isn't going to end well. Oh, this isn't going to end well." And finally gets asked, like, "Why do you keep saying that?" And he was like, "Well, it's in the script." Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, so they're aware. Yeah, and then it goes off the walls. It goes nuts. Like the end of the movie is just crazy. It's just a bunch of craziness all wrapping up. But even though it's so crazy and has so much going on, there's nothing going on.
Yeah. The whole message, it's an anti-consumerist message, which I'm all for. Consumerism is trash. I wish I could detach myself from it and live in like a cabin or a hole in the ground like a hobbit. But that'd be dope. But unfortunately, we're stuck in the system. But I feel like the director feels like this is the first time that's been done before, when literally the only thing zombies have ever been used for is anti-consumerist messages. So like like the pop culture zombie was created as an anti-consumerist message, and this just beats you over the head with it, and it's totally unnecessary. So I think it's stupid.
Yeah, I had such high hopes for it, such high hopes, and then I watched it.
Oh, what about 28 years later? Oh, I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah, definitely got to watch that. But yeah, this is a movie I'd suggest you watch if you just hate yourself.
It's tough. Yeah, it's honestly tough.
That's all I can say about it. Yeah, good cast.
I don't understand how they would sign up for that. Maybe they didn't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yep. And then I will let you do the SCP because I don't want to cut out like 20 times during it.
Oh, okay, hold on. Oh boy. Okay. Just had to cough. All right, let me share this here. What am I doing? Present, share screen, entire screen, get ready for the trip. There's the trip, and the trip is gone. All right. Is this big enough?
When it shows, for some reason it's not showing. There we go. Yep.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. So we have all right. Oh god. Ow. Okay, so we have SCP-1478. It's a Euclid class, and we'll get into the containment procedures after the description. The description is the SCP-1478 is a group of 54 saguaro cacti. I think that's saguaro. How do I say that? Saguaro?
Yeah, saguaro.
Saguaro cacti, located in the Sonoran Desert. All specimens of SCP-1478 are visually indistinguishable from non-anomalous cacti of the same species. Objects exhibit full sentience and sapience, and often vocalize without apparent means to do so. Groups of these cacti will often converse with each other about topics primarily focused on their immediate area of neighbors, or neighbors. If allowed to converse with subjects outside of their species, SCP-1478 will consistently advise the subjects in desert or American Southwestern topics, usually while presenting erroneous information. No instance of SCP-1478 has exhibited hostile behavior. However, the objects will often refuse to participate in conversation for a number of arbitrary reasons. Personnel are to comply to these demands if they are within reason in order to gain information from SCP-1478. Oh, shit. What? God. When a person conversing with these objects fails to meet its requirements, that person will be transfigured into an instance of SCP-1478. This process has been reported to be painful, but instantaneous. Additionally, persons who have been transformed into an instance of SCP-1478 are able to perceive their prior place of occupation or places of occupation through unknown means. The significance and vector for this trait are currently unknown. And for containment procedures, the colony of SCP-1478 is to remain where it was found in the Sonoran Desert. Subsite 34 has been constructed at the location for the purpose of monitoring the anomaly. Prior to conversation attempts with SCP-1478, personnel are to be equipped with proper desert safety clothing as defined by SCP-1478 specimens. This typically involves wearing a wide brim hat and a thin or no top. Additionally, personnel are to comply with SCP-1478's demands within reason before talking to them in order to ensure the object's compliance. What's up with the talking cacti, dude?
I don't know. We got onto this with Cactus Man, but really quick. So Carlitos is asking, what's this part of the show? So at the end of every show, last thing we do is we wrap up with an SCP, which if you don't know what the SCP are, it's a very interesting thing. It's basically an organization that gets like these it's a crazier X-Files, essentially. That's the best way to describe it. They're a super secret organization that gets aliens and monsters and just weird beings or objects and contains them, studies them, tries to keep the people safe from it. And it's all just a bunch of fan submissions that create all these things into one beautiful, bizarre, terrifying universe.
Yeah, I think it started off on creepypasta and then kind of grew into its own thing. The Secure, Contain, Protect facility, or Secure, Contain, Protect program, or whatever the hell. It's got video games and everything too. It's pretty cool. Yeah. But did you want to read these or go back and forth? Or
yeah, we go back and forth. I'll play Myers in this one.
Myers, okay. All right. So interviewed SCP-1478-01. Interviewer Agent Jason Myers. Forward. The following log was taken during primary discovery of SCP-1478. Agents arriving from Site 23 were attired in the standard black suits. Begin log.
Hello.
Hey, say, ain't you hot in that suit? You're likely to overheat if you're not careful.
Please don't worry about me. It's really not important. I'll be gone in a minute. Now, if you would, please tell me about this colony.
Not important. Sir, I must protest. The desert is mighty dangerous. Y'all gonna have to change before I start. Or is this like some bucktooth? Like, y'all gonna have to change before I start talking. Further attempts at questioning the subjects at this point yield no results other than request that Myers dress in a manner that would be appropriate for the environment. Agent Myers leaves the scene to retrieve a hat from the nearest city. Myers returns wearing a fedora, once again attempts to converse with SCP-1478-01. Should I do that? You pulling my leg? that ain't enough. That ain't enough to shade you. You're gonna need something with a wide brim. Oh Christ! What I say about them suits, and y'all get fitted proper.
Please just answer our questions. I don't think changing for a minute or for a 2-minute long interview is really worth going all the way.
Not worth it. Not worth it. Boy, do you know what happens when folks don't bother preparing themselves for the desert? I wish I had a spittoon sound. End log. Closing statement. At the cessation of this interview, Agent Myers was transfigured into an instance of SCP-1478. All personnel from now on are to be dressed in appropriate clothing for the desert as determined by SCP-1478 while interviewing the objects. Oh, all right. What do you want to be in this one? What?
I'll be Fred.
Fredericks. Okay. Okay. Interviewed SCP-1478-16, Agent Alexander Fredericks. And forward, for the purpose of this interview, Agent Fredericks has been adorned in a sombrero and poncho.
Hello.
Howdy, partner.
Could you please tell me about...
Whoa there, Slick. I can't understand you a spit with your thick accent. You're going to have to talk in a way I can hear you.
Right. Well, partner, I was wondering if you could inform me about this here colony, I reckon.
There's a snake in my boot. Oh, shucks, you're wanting to know about us? Well, we're just some humble folk out here in the Sonoran making our living, you know. Shoot, I never introduced myself, did I? Name's Braxton, Arnold Braxton.
Arnold Braxton? The ex... who the hell can you...
I don't know if I feel comfortable doing this one. Sure enough. Sure enough, I used to work for them Kazners, but I ended up here one day and thought, oh, heck, I don't need no stinking city slicker telling me what to do. I got everything I need right here. So I stayed. I keep one eye on them, though, just in case they're trying to do something funny.
How do you reckon that you managed to do that?
You got broken eyes or something? They're everywhere. You can't take 2 steps without bumping into a goddamn slot machine. Swindling people. Old Robertson finally got fired from there. Good riddance. He probably was dementia or something the whole time he worked there. Something about a robbery.
Shucks. Thanks. I think that'll be it for now.
Y'all take care now, you hear?
I'm done with this. Let's just move on. Yeah, we have a practice.
Oh wait, you're breaking up again.
Yeah, just practice.
I think we still have another SCP to do next week for a cactus.
So we're done with this one?
Yeah, we're just gonna move on. This is a little bizarre. It's just a talking cactus, a friendly talking cactus.
Oh man. Oh god.
Yeah.
Whew.
That was interesting. That was a thing.
That was a good one. That was a good job. That was a good one.
Yep. Yeah, that was kind of
all we had. But yeah, we have a video that came out today on your video.
Total War 3 Kingdoms. It's pretty bad. I'm very sick.
Yeah.
And then we have a video coming out on Thursday about a book series that needs to be turned into a
video game and a movie, and why and how it should be that way. Yeah, so check those out. And we'll be back next week for another podcast.
31.
So until you guys see us again, take care.